Look, I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
So the experience was I wouldn't say anything. It was straight out of a dream. I used to hide myself and I used to steal somebody's walkie-talkie and be like, okay, you can find me. So when I was moving outside my house just to play cricket, meet my friends, or just go and buy some groceries for my house, I was getting really surrounded by a lot of people and who have just like grabbed me, but with a lot of love. It felt like I was a part of the family. That was a very flattering feeling for me. So when I feel down or low, I tend to revisit those experiences. It also sets a gold standard for what I want to achieve in my life.
Well, that was Darsheel Safary talking about Taare Zameen Par. Don't worry, we're going to get to that very soon. But welcome to yet another episode of Binge Watch. I'm your host Bhaarat, and well, today we are talking about a movie that's considered to be a landmark movie in the Indian film industry, a movie that is forever etched in the memory of so many people, started a really important discussion and made dyslexia well known to other people, a movie that made not being able to understand so understandable to so many people. Well, this movie had a brilliant star cast: Aamir Khan, Darsheel Safary, Tiska Chopra, Vipin Sharma, a brilliant soundtrack by Shankar Ehsaan Loy, and well, we have the spiritual sequel to this very movie, Sitaare Zameen Par, releasing very soon, which is why it's perfect time to talk about Taare Zameen Par. So let's do that. Well, it's time for interesting facts right here on Binge Watch, and the first interesting fact is that Darsheel Safary was amongst 5,000 people that auditioned for the role of Ishaan Awasthi, and of course, Darsheel Safary made Ishaan Awasthi his own with his wonderful portrayal. Second fun fact is that this movie actually made dyslexia known to many people, and well, it was spreading awareness about people having dyslexia and was really well received and was relatable to a lot of people who've had dyslexia or have known people who have dyslexia. Well, the third fun fact is that a lot of instances in this very movie were inspired by real instances. Of course, Amol Gupte, who wrote the brilliant screenplay of this very movie, well, Amol Gupte took a lot of real instances and weaved together this beautiful story. Well, the fourth fun fact is that this movie actually won a national award as well in 2008 and was India's official entry for Oscars that year. Well, it's time to talk about some of my favorite scenes from this wonderful movie, and that's actually start to finish because I love this movie. Every scene is so beautifully crafted, so beautifully written, so beautifully enacted, so beautifully directed. The background score by Shankar Ehsaan Loy is something to marvel at. And well, my first favorite scene from this very movie is actually when Ishaan is dropped to the boarding school by his parents, and he really doesn't have an outburst, but he actually goes silent. And that was really sad and heart-wrenching to see. Well, my second favorite scene is when we have Aamir Khan's character, Ram Shankar Nikum, actually explaining famous celebrities having dyslexia and how it makes Ishaan feel that he's not the only one and is able to cite whatever he's feeling through the examples that Ram Shankar Nikum is giving. Well, my third favorite scene is actually the art competition reveal scene where we have the painting that Aamir Khan's character Ram Shankar Nikum makes for Ishaan Awasthi, and Ishaan's beautiful painting that he makes after seeing the landscape in the morning when he wakes up early. What a beautiful, beautiful movie. And well, I'm really excited for Sitaare Zameen Par as well. It's of course an adaptation of a very famous Spanish movie called Champions. And it has also had a Hollywood adaptation with Woody Harrelson playing the role. It's directed by R.S. Prasanna, who's of course directed Shumangal Savdan. A really funny movie which was really acclaimed, and I'm really looking forward to this movie. Well, now it's time to get into the conversation with the man who played Ishaan Awasthi so masterfully. It's time to get into my conversation with Darsheel Safary. Well, you can't plan these things, and quite literally, the stars have aligned because we have Darsheel Safary in the studios. I was so excited and elated when I saw Darsheel here in the studios. He was here to, of course, do promotional activities for his wonderful new show, which is called Gamer Log, that's going to be premiering on Amazon MX Player for free.
For free.
That's the most important part. And please go and check it out. But, bro, in this episode of Binge Watch, we are talking about this movie that is absolutely a landmark movie for Indian cinema. Taare Zameen Par won national awards, India's official entry for Oscars in that very given year. Aamir Khan's directorial debut, of course, a brilliant script written by Amol Gupte. What was your experience of shooting this movie that is etched in the memories of everyone?
Look, I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
So the experience was I wouldn't say anything. It was straight out of a dream.
Yeah.
I didn't understand anything on that set. What was happening, all the equipment. I was just busy fidgeting with the sound equipment and everything. That's what I was really busy doing. Fidgeting with the walkie-talkies. I used to hide myself and I used to steal somebody's walkie-talkie and be like, okay, you can find me now. And this kind of stuff. So I was really busy being a brat. But that experience, I'll tell you, if something 18 years ago you went for a vacation and how was it, and you'd be like, it was fine, you'll have a sort of a hazy memory. But for me, because it was so crucial and so positively traumatic for me, it's helped me every day, every passing year of my life, because as I grew, things started making sense.
Correct.
So for me, I think that is the reason why I'm here, or who I am overall, curiosity and learning and this and that, and just the overall passion of acting and filmmaking altogether. All of that came from those 3 months that I spent in 2006.
Absolutely.
But then, so when that happened, I was saying that, okay, these 3-4 months and this shoot and this sort of prep that is happening, we need to now look at it in being in the moment.
Okay.
As an actor, that's what Aamir sir used to say. You don't have to over-rehearse, don't over-practice, don't be over-conscious, but then you can just be in the moment and try and spread good vibes.
Absolutely. Speaking of good vibes, my last question for you, bro, is this movie had a great cultural impact.
Yeah.
A lot of people felt that their stories were told
Yeah.
by the means of this movie. What are those instances that you'd like to share with our audience about where people were really touched and felt related to what you all were portraying on screen?
After the film released, I didn't, because I was never an actor and I don't come from an acting family, so I don't know how things change and how to behave and stuff like that. So when I was moving outside my house just to play cricket, meet my friends, or just go and buy some groceries for my house, I was getting really surrounded by a lot of people, and then we realized I have to cover my face and like wear goggles and like cover myself with a handkerchief or cap. But there are so many moments where I've had people of my grandmother's age. I've had people of my parents' age, younger people, and everybody who have just like grabbed me, but with a lot of love. It felt like I was a part of the family.
Yeah.
I became everybody's go-to son, every mother's son. I became everybody's brother, because the Mamam Bole also happened after that. So
Correct.
that love took me time to really understand as to what's happening.
Yeah.
But then I sort of I completely scattered amongst all of India's families, and that was a very flattering feeling for me. So when I feel down or low, I tend to revisit those experiences. It also sets a gold standard for what I want to achieve in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe try and match that impact that the film had and try and strive to reach there. See, sometimes it happens by luck and by God's grace and it's written in your hands. Sometimes you have to work towards it.
Yeah.
And I think I've done the luck bit, and now I think I have to start working towards it. And Gamer Log being one of the first baby steps that I've taken,
Absolutely.
It's already out.
Thank you so much for your time, Darsheel.
Cheers, bro.
Here's wishing everything that you want comes to fruition.
Thank you.
And hope to have a longer chat with you that's
Yeah.
planned
Sure.
in the future. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you. Well, that was Darsheel Safary. Best of luck for everything that you're doing, Darsheel. And I would like to recommend a movie that you can watch. That's what we do in this part of the show. If you like this, what can you watch? And I would suggest you watch the spiritual sequel to Taare Zameen Par, Sitaare Zameen Par, and here's why. Well, the story follows a disgraced former basketball coach who, after legal troubles and a display of insensitivity, is compelled by the court to teach a team of individuals on the autism spectrum as a part of his sentence. Initially reluctant and dismissive, he gradually forms a deep bond with the team, learning valuable life lessons about empathy, resilience, and the true meaning of sportsmanship. Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Binge Watch. Taare Zameen Par is an absolute classic, and I'm really looking forward to Sitaare Zameen Par. Would love to know what's your favorite scene and your favorite moment from this very movie. You can let us know in the comment section. Like this video so that the algorithm pushes it further. Share it with family and friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
94.3 Radio 1.